there, everyone. Thanks for joining me on this YouTube Live for Annie's. This is Liz with Mommy Loves Yarn, and I'm going to go live on YouTube every Wednesday just to chit-chat about crochet and show you a quick demo and let you know what I'm working on this week. So if you're joining me, say hello. Let me know what you're working on. Today is Whip Wednesday, so I have a few whips going right now. I only have 2 at the moment. But let me know how many you have going so I can see if you have a bunch more or less than me. Last week I had about 3 or 4 going and a lot of writing and computer work to do too. So this week I'm trying to take it easy a little bit more and work on just 2 at a time. The latest whip that I'm working on is my Samsara lace pullover from the Annie Signature Design Collection, and that's the new Spring 2020 collection. If you haven't seen that, please check it out. It's so great. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna show you mine so far. I've already completed the whole back panel of my Samsara lace pullover. Looks like it's gonna be a really good fit. Let me show you a close-up so you can see these pretty stitches. So it's got like a different sort of stripes or blocks of different textured stitches, and it's got these really cool ridged stitches here that separate these stripes or blocks. This is just a really, really beautiful pattern by Lena Scoverson for the Annie's Spring 2020 Annie's Signature Design Spring Collection. I'm going to show you a picture of it so you can see, because mine's not completed yet, so you can see what it looks like all finished. And then I'm going to show you a couple other projects that are on my list to make. Hopefully I'll get to all of them, but there's so many great designs in this collection that it's hard to choose. So this is the one I'm working on now. The Samsara lace, you can see all that beautiful texture and everything. And this is the yarn. I got the, it's called Cascade Yarns Sarasota. And this yarn is really cool. It's a mix of cotton and acrylic, and it's got this just really soft, sort of different, unique feel to it. If you have ever worked with this type of yarn, it's different. It's like, it doesn't feel like cotton, but it doesn't feel like acrylic, but it's really soft and light, great for spring and summer crochet garments. So I love this Sarasota yarn by Cascade, and it's really, really pretty. Perfect for this design. And I want to show you what I'm going to work on next week. So if you want to join me next week, I'm going to be here on YouTube every Wednesday at this time. So make sure you join me so you can see what I'm working on, and you can show me what you're working on, because I like to know what everybody's working on too. And let me show you this. This is my next project. This is the Mosaic Afghan. And this is another design, the Morocco Mosaic Afghan. And this is another design by Lena Scoverson. She designed this one too. And this is so beautiful. I can't wait to see how mine comes out, because this color work is just really, really amazing. And I just love how all these different sort of color patterns go together and with these beautiful colors. Let me show you the colors I got for this, because I ordered Encore, Plymouth Yarns Encore sent me the exact colors that she chose for her design, which I don't think I would have been able to put these great colors together. I'm not great at putting colors together. It's a tough business to put all these, just kind of pick these colors and make them look really great together. But here's the ones I got from Plymouth Yarns. And this is a wool acrylic mix. So these are the colors that you need. And there's one more light blue. See, there's no way I would have been able to choose these colors and say, hey, yeah, these look great together. That's like a certain skill that you have to have a really good eye for artsy things and stuff like that, which I don't have. So I'm glad she picked these colors for me because I wouldn't have been able to do it myself. So that's going to be next week. So don't forget to check it out. And you can always check it out on the replay too if you can't make it to the live. But I'm going to be doing all my little demos live. So let me show you what I'm going to try to make if I can get it also on my list. This is the Paradiso Tunic from the Annie Signature Design Collection, Spring 2020. This one is so gorgeous. I love, love, love the drape. I love just the sort of style of this. It's called a baby doll, or it's got like a high waist fit, because this is a great fit for certain body types, mine included. So I can't wait to make this, and I love all the pretty lace. So that's another nice spring design. Spring or summer would be great too. And that one's by Tammy Hildebrand. So I'll put a link down below in this video so you can link to the Signature Design Collection, because that's just a few. There are plenty more great designs in that collection. And this is just a quick, because I wanted to show you that I got my Crochet World April issue in the mail today. As you can see, I haven't even opened it yet because I need to have some alone time to go through it and see all the fun things that are in there. So I'm really excited about this. So hopefully you got yours too. Let me know if you got it, if you've opened it up yet. I literally just got it today. So what I want to demo for you today is from this Samsara lace pullover. You see how you've got your panels, right? So some patterns for garments, if you've made a lot of garments like I have, a lot of patterns will start from the bottom and then you'll just crochet your way up. And then when you get to the armhole, you do some slip stitching and some decreasing right here to shape the armhole. And then as you work your way up, you do the same thing. You do some decreasing here at the shoulders to create the shaping for the neckline. There's another way to do garments, which is starting from the top, and you can still create that shaping in that panel even when you start from the top. So I've done a few patterns like this. So I've seen patterns written both ways, and both ways are great. This way is just kind of something a little different if you haven't seen it yet. So the first thing that you're gonna do, and I'm just gonna show you this in a little sample. And if you like this demo, if this is something you haven't seen, write a comment. Let me know in the comments if you hopefully learned something from this little demo. And if there's something specific that you want to talk about, or any stitch that you're having problems with, or that you want me to go over, write a comment and I'll try to get to that in my next live. So now this is, like I said, just for the demonstration, but let's say this is one shoulder, okay? Then you make this shoulder according to your pattern instructions, and then you just fasten off that side, okay? And then you start, we're gonna start working the next shoulder. So this is, I'm just gonna work a few rows of double crochet so you can see how to connect these. And this is a really fun way to do it because it's very simple. It's not a lot of shaping involved. In fact, there's no decreasing. If you don't like decreasing, there's no decreasing involved. You're basically starting with a smaller piece and then making those connecting those pieces and then making them larger in order to do that shaping, as opposed to starting with a larger piece and then doing decreasing with either slip stitches or with working two stitches together to make those pieces smaller for the shaping. And you're usually always going to need to do shaping with garments. Sometimes you can do just simple rectangles, but it's always nice to have a little bit of shaping fur under your arm, you know, and instead of just having it straight across your neck, it's nice to have a little scoop or a V or something like that. I personally like to have a little shaping in my garments. Okay, so now so see, you've got your two shoulder panels, and the back panel is worked exactly the same as the front panel. You might just have, you know, the front might this might be a little longer, so that way you have a lower neck, and the back is going to be a little bit higher because you don't want it to go back too low in your neck. And that's always something that you can adjust to. That's what's great about crochet. You can kind of adjust your patterns. If you want it a little lower or a little higher in the neckline, you can always add or delete a couple of these rows. So now what we're going to do to connect these two panels is I'm just going to make the yoke, which is the neck part. And to do that, we just make a chain. So you're just going to chain however many your pattern tells you. Whatever the pattern instructions say, just chain that amount. And then that's going to create your neckline. Then you're going to take your other piece that you worked and you fastened off, and you're going to start at the last double crochet that you worked before you fastened it off. And without twisting the chain, you're going to connect this with a double crochet. So rather than connecting it with a slip stitch, because we need the height of that row, because we've already worked the row on this side, you need to attach it with a double crochet. So I'm going to try to get close to the camera so I can show you how to do this. So now you've got your yarn on your hook, and the first thing you do is yarn over like you would any normal double crochet, and just sort of pinch it with your finger so you don't lose it, it doesn't slip off, okay? And then go into your stitch, which is the V of the stitch like you normally would, and then yarn over again. So now you've got your 3 loops on the hook, and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So see, you've worked a double crochet right into that first stitch there. And then you simply continue working across. And now you've connected those two panels, those two shoulder panels, you've connected those together, and you've made them the right height. Because if you had just connected with a slip stitch, you could chain up and get it to the right height, but it's I like connecting it with just it's called a standing double crochet, with a standing double crochet, because then you don't have those chains. And you know, I don't really love starting rows with chains because I always get a hole in my work. I don't know if it's because I crochet loosely or if that's just the way it is. So I like to do little tricks in the beginning of rows, like the standing double crochet or the standing single crochet. So that way I don't have to start my rows with chains all the time. And then you just simply work across, and now you've connected your two pieces. So imagine, because this is worked from the top down, here's your front of your panel. And then you just keep going. You turn, work a row across, and as you're working this row across, you're going to work into those chains and then across to this side, and then back and forth and back and forth. And that's how you do it. That's how you make that shoulder shaping. So you've got a piece for the shoulder and then an area for your neck. So it's really fun and simple, very simple way to do some shaping. And that's how you do it on the Samsara lace pullover. So if you're doing this pullover, that's what you would do. And that's probably the only stitch or technique that you may, if you don't do a lot of garments, or if this is your first garment, that's probably the only thing that you might encounter that you haven't seen before. So the rest of it is really simple stitches. You've got just clusters and some V stitches, mostly all double crochet, and then the ridge right there is just working into the third loop of the half double crochet. So that's pretty simple too. And I do have a video on that too. Last week when I went live, I showed you how to work into the third loop. So that pushes the yarn out and creates that pretty ridge. So I really love this pattern. Let me know if you like this one, or if you're gonna make it, or if you're gonna make another one from the Signature Design Collection. Post a picture and post it in the comments so I can see what you guys are working on. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned something from this little demo. If there's anything specific that you want to talk about, or if that you want me to demo, write me a comment and I'll read those comments, and maybe we can go over something that you might be stumped on. Also, if you want to see anything specific from the new collection or from the new Crochet World April issue magazine, whatever you want to talk about, just let me know. And I'll see you again next week, Wednesday at the same time. Thanks again for joining me. Bye guys.